Hey guys, what is up? Robin here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. More like welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. I have been waiting to do this for such a long time, and I cannot finally believe that I'm actually doing this. I finally got everything that I needed, set it up, and everything like that. So there's not much of an intro I can really do, other than I'm revisiting it. Also, I have my webcam this time, just because I feel like doing a webcam thing this time, since my first playthrough was with webcam, so I feel like it'd be good to do webcam again. So, but I don't know what we'll do or whatnot, so I'm going to be playing this for a while. Who knows? So, other than that, let us begin with Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. I cannot wait. So, I cannot wait to start. Hold on, I'm just trying to look at the stream real quick. And we are beginning on the adventure. Oh, this is so odd. I can't even remember what my voices were for the characters for a while. Oh god, okay. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from a distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running it away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Wait, is my... Oh, my text speed isn't fast. There we go. I have slept again! But I caught you this time! Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You said that you're about to... You say that like you're thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Jake. Well, look, people stare at you for acting weird, and I don't want them to think that we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean if you wanted to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Jake, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, and when I'm perfectly content just by getting on the average, while spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. But at least you will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to join. Well, she does make me join. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Come on. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know... Know what? Well, you could come to my club. Sayori? Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Yeah. Me. Sayori is vice president of the Literature Club. That's the name of the game! Whoa! Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help us start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please! Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. Can't tell if Sir is not much of an airhead or if she's cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop for a cupcake, okay? Let's put it! Yes, let's go! Jesus Christ. Finally did it. I need to make it much more sped. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Okay, Jesus Christ. Everyone! The new member is here! I told you don't call me a new member! I glance around the room. It's Yuri. I'm sorry, Yuri, I betrayed you. Welcome to the Literature Club, it's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Oh god, it's a trap. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere! Monica, where have you been? Where have you been, Monica? Ah, Jake, what a nice surprise! Welcome to the club! Jesus Christ, I haven't done her voice in forever. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What did you just say? What are you looking at? If you want to say it, if you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She is also one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. That line changed, I think. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly in my ear and then turns back toward the other girls. Sorry! Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. Cute girls. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Jake.
Monica smiles sweetly. Ah, Monica, my amazing woman? What, woman? Okay, I don't know. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So, having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica! Come sit down, Jake. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica.
I'll get the cupcakes.
Hey, I made them. I'll get them.
Sorry, I got a little too excited.
Then, how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Who would have known? Natsuki and Yuri walk their way over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Basically the entire rest of the plot of the story. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Wow! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Yeah, well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. All of a sudden, the music stops. Ignore the music that's in the background. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Oh, thank you, Natsuki. But why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? Eh? I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for you. No, you, dummy. Alright. I gave up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismissed the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess?
Hey, don't let yourself get intimidated. You're just trying to impress you.
That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know... I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Fuck. Shit, I shouldn't have blown my cover. This is not good. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seems really happy here, so...
That's okay, don't be embarrassed. You're a retard as you once were 4 fucking months ago, when you abandoned us.
I'm sorry, Monica. I'm not funny, I know. I just think that speaking to the microphone like that would be fun. I'm more funny around people, friends, because I am not funny when I'm by myself. That's all I'll tell you. So...
We'll make you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the other major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. Feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. Like killing all my friends and then taking you, the player, for myself. I mean, what? And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement.
I also nod in agreement because I'm in the background. You ignore my existence.
Then I'm surprised that there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. I mean, I'm sitting here trying to manipulate all you and try to make sure that you don't find out that I'm breaking the fourth wall. I mean, especially when something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah!
We'll do our best. You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. I mean, that's why they were also delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature.
So Jake, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Well,
shit. Considering how little I've read in the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that.
Manga? I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change.
What am I saying? I'm a fucking douchebag. I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile.
Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is especially impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in. It is obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer so deliberately can take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, to be exact.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you.
I guess you could say that.
But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down.
Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Oh, I hate horror.
Oh? Why's that?
Well, that's because I dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud. Give it back.
Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is as cute as you are.
Sari sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute.
Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No.
Natsuki avoids her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels, Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you could set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri?
Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay, I have an idea, everyone.
Nani?
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Jake?
Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on. There's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we're back on the original topic of me joining the club, I politely come forth with what's been on my mind for the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and lose my train of thought. All four girls stared back at me with dejected eyes.
But...
I'm sorry, I thought...
Jake...
You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this?
That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club! One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes, I'm so happy!
Sarah wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down.
You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club.
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. And remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting, so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
Jake, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Did I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continued to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey Jake, since we're already here, you want to walk home together?
That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
It's very odd because I haven't played DDLC in ages, so it's like very odd to come back to it. Like come back to the originality or come back to the OG Doki Doki Literature Club because I have always just been playing the mods and it's just very odd. So you wouldn't think I'd be doing anything else other than the mod, but no, it's weird because I'm coming back to it. And I'm glad I'm coming back to it. It's really good, so alright. We need to continue on thy way. With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls.
Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica.
Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I have a chance to go closer to one of the girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay, I want to see the poem thing. Okay, so it's the same. It's the exact same, picking random words and who I want to date. But this is where I get to choose which route I'm going down, so... Right.